What you got for me?
Maybe just an injury update. All right, we saw Watt back out there.
Yeah, getting him back out there and running around a little bit. So hope to get him back here soon. He's just kind of recovering. So, but step-by-step process.
How about some of the other guys? I mean, Brandon Knight, do you have any hopes that he'll be back at some point?
Progressive. Yeah, but the hope is, we just got to keep working him, and he's working hard, with our training staff and doing everything he can do. So that's all we can expect of him. So he's doing a great job.
Generally, everybody else kind of through the first couple of weeks has stayed pretty healthy.
Pretty healthy, yeah. You get your nicks and guys that here and there have some things happen, but overall it's been pretty solid, and you're going to have a few things, especially when you had that 8-day stretch there. But had a chance to get some rest yesterday, and that was good for our guys. And we'll come back tomorrow and have a big scrimmage.
Do you like the energy?
It's something that, sorry, just to follow up, it's something that it seems like every coach has a little bit different philosophy on how you maybe balance, getting physicality into training camp without getting guys hurt or maybe being too reckless or aggressive. Kind of what's your philosophy or your approach on that?
Well, I'm going to err on the side of being physical early on. I just think that you have to tackle. You have to, because you basically haven't done that since spring ball. So, do that early on, and then once you get, about 2 weeks into it, then you start kind of focusing more on getting the timing down, a little more of a thud tempo mentality. But we're still in the, we haven't even had our first scrimmage yet, so really want to take that mentality through this first scrimmage and then even into next week. And then once we get through next week, then you're kind of probably a little bit more of a mode of less hitting and more getting our bodies back.
Are you happy with the energy that you're seeing in practice? Consistent energy each day?
Yeah, and that's why I would just say, the guys that have come and watched us, that I know and trust and have seen us in the past in different places, I think that's been kind of a constant, is that they've been impressed with how hard our kids practice and the enthusiasm, energy that they have out there. And so, it's obviously different days, different guys, but as a collective group, I thought that I was a little concerned about being a little sluggish after having a day off. Sometimes that happens, but I thought our guys had great energy today and got better.
Your receiving core obviously has gotten a lot of attention. I think DiNardo, mentioned that it might be one of the best in the conference and in the country. How special can this be, and what stands out about the group?
Well, I do think they're a special group, and they've worked really hard. Coach Hurd's got high expectations for them. I think that, we got to continue to consistently catch the ball better, I think. Those competitive balls are the ones that we've been emphasizing so much. And I think the thing that stands out at me about them is their length, and I think that puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and I know that does our guys, and be able to throw the 50-50 balls or any other kind of balls where their catch radius gives them a big advantage, So and then you got some quick guys in some slots that help balance that off. So can be a special group. Obviously we're not where we want to be with them yet, but I think that getting Simi back with a guy like Westbrook, that that's their tested guys that have produced, and get Luke healthy and all those new guys, and get Donovan being who I think he can be. So absolutely got tremendous potential at that position, and we just got to keep pushing him.
Coaches use that term catch radius all the time. How exactly do you measure that? Is that wingspan and verticality?
Yeah, it would be both of those. The bottom line is the longer you are, then the quarterback doesn't have to be as accurate, and so he just gets the ball close and they go, obviously long arms creates a real issue, because most DBs aren't going to be, to the 6'3", 6'4",
right.
mentality, so it's tough.
2 weeks into camp, where do you feel like your team is right now?
I'll probably know more tomorrow. I feel like that I think we're at a good spot. I feel good about our team. Obviously you don't know for sure. Nobody really does until you go get somebody else. But in terms of attitude and execution, I have been encouraged by the situational things we've been working on, where we've been able to simulate from both special teams and O&D, and we're getting some good execution at those critical times. I thought Griffin Oaks was really, really strong today during our live periods of finishing out drives with field goals, and was very effective, which is what he needs to be. So that was encouraging, and our offense has moved the ball at some key times in those situations as well. And the defense has got some big stops today, which forced those field goals. But so all three phases, I think, have had a chance to get some real live situational opportunities, and we'll get more of them tomorrow.
And with Morgan Ellison taking reps with the first team, what has he brought to camp that has impressed you?
He's just great vision. Has maybe more of a burst than you might have thought. I think he's really worked hard, since his senior year to get stronger, and his body looks like a Big Ten running back. He's just young. And I think today, some of that kind of got a little bit exposed. He didn't. I didn't think he did as well as he's done, in the first several days. But he obviously earned the right to be with the ones. which is a testament to him. And but there's also, that's being able to maintain that and stay at that high level is what the maturity, kicks in. So he's going to be a good one.
How are you guys going to handle the scrimmage? Is it going to be all ones versus ones and two versus twos? Or how are you guys gonna do
More
it?
ones versus twos. But we'll have some ones versus ones go situationally. But probably the more the drives and the broader perspective of it's going to be ones versus twos.
We asked you about it last week, but you talked about having such a strong spring and summer. Is Chris Covington maybe still stepping up the way you want him to as you get into fall camp and it kind of comes closer to?
Yeah, he has. Once again, you see guys all the time as a coaching staff, and so when others come in to watch that haven't seen him all the time, he's a guy that always is comments about people. His physicality and then the way he runs and he's fitting the ball well, and learn how to play Mike, just get more reps than in the past, and so because he's the first team guy, so just I've been encouraged by him. I think that he has continued to develop and master his fits when it's tempo. That's to me is everybody can kind of do it when it's slower, but being able to make the checks, make the adjustments, get us lined up right when they're going faster is really the next step for him, and he's done a good job in that. I just think that's got to continue to improve, and I believe it will.
What's the key to developing pass rushers? Talking about defensive linemen from your perspective.
Genetics. It's a big part of it, so you got to go find those guys, and you can teach technique, and you will. I think it's the ability to have the twitch that you're looking for, and it's want to, so much of it is effort. I think that when you watch, even just if you isolate a great pass rusher, it's just, you have to be relentless because you just keep going, you keep going, you may only get there a few times, but you have to have that same mentality, snap after snap after snap. So, but if you can't move, quick enough, it's hard to create. Now you can schematically do some things where you help those guys out, but to win a one-on-one pass rush, there's a lot of, you got to go find guys that have that ability to do it and get their technique to where they understand leverage. That's why wrestlers are often good at it because of understanding that and the balance and the push-pull and all the things that go into playing that position. But I just think that a big part of that's recruiting.
Well, do you recruit wrestlers then?
I do, yeah. I love recruiting wrestlers. I just think that, especially on line of scrimmage, the linebacker, I think those guys are good tacklers. They're good offensive linemen usually, really good defensive linemen. I just think that it's a mindset too, a toughness that you have to play that sport or to compete in that sport is different. And T. Gray Scales was a great high school wrestler, and they mentioned that to one of the scouts today. And to me, that's one reason why he's such a good tackler and why he's so mentally tough. So yeah, I think wrestling's a great complement to football.
Coach Dahlin was recently on campus visiting with the program, and it looked like he spoke to the team. I guess what was his message to the team, and not only that, but how important is it having men of that stature around the program?
I think it's huge. I've heard it stated once in a book I've read. It's called The Power of the Outside Voice. It's be able to bring guys in that say maybe similar things that you're saying, but in a different way, in their own way, from their experiences, from their set of eyes. He's been to a lot of different camps, both NFL camps and collegiate camps. A lot of guys bring him in to consult, if you want to call it that. And so he has a lot of experience, and he knows what he's looking at and knows what it's supposed to look like. And he's not afraid to tell us. He's not going to just tell you what you want to hear. He's going to tell you the truth and what he sees, and the good and the bad. And so I felt like he spent 3 days with us and got a chance to really watch our team, be in meetings, be in team meeting, be at practice, watch the walkthroughs, and really give us some great feedback. As coaches and as players, I haven't talked to our coaching staff, haven't talked to our team, and just tell them the truth. And also just give them some wisdom about what it takes to be a great team. So I have so much respect for him. He's been such a special person to me, and I appreciate him taking the time to be with us.
It seems like a lot of what we've been able to see anyway, it's been a pretty consistent number one O-line. Obviously still trying to get Brandon back, but do you feel comfortable in sort of maybe dialing in who are your main guys along the offensive front?
I think so. I think the guys that you're seeing in that first group I think they have good chemistry. They communicate well, and they've worked extremely hard, and I think they've really developed, and over the course of the last several practices. And so I think, as we all know, that's a huge, priority for us and for every single team. You win up front on both sides of the football, So I've been encouraged by their development, and Coach Hiller's doing a tremendous job with that group.
Playing Ohio State in the opener, obviously, it's gotten media buzz, it's gotten fan buzz. Are there other players? Does it create buzz among the players?
It does, because it's they understand the magnitude of it. It's a conference game to open the season, and like I just told our team today, we're talking about Ohio State because that's the team we're playing. They're our first game, you know, and we're not trying to make a bigger deal of the game than it is, but it's a conference game to open the season. We had the same thing happen at the previous school I was at, where we opened a conference on a Thursday night, national TV, ESPN game to open conference play. That's important, you know, and so the stakes are high because of being that kind of a game, and just happens to be Ohio State. You know, in my opinion, they're going to be fired up. But obviously, our kids are. You know, it's at home. You know, it's a night game. It opens the season. You know, it's a conference team that we know we have to beat. You know, to be where we want to be in the conference. You know, so that's all those things equal great opportunity.
Just checking in with corners. I mean, obviously know Richard and Ashawn guys like that, and Tyler Green. But anyone else kind of servicing as depth as guys you feel comfortable plugging in there? With the
Yeah,
teams?
you know, Raheem Lane. You know, true freshman and made plays today. We call him Day, but Damian Hunt, you know, is another one. I think both those guys, they're pretty good players, you know, and really love their attitude, love their skill set. More than anything, just their mindset. You know, you got these certain guys that come here ready to play, you know, and they didn't come here to. Their mindset isn't come here to redshirt. You know, they came here to compete, and I see those guys, man, out there, you know, going against our receivers who we know have talent, and he's out there battling with it, you know, fighting for balls and learning, you know, kind of being thrown into the wolves there, which is a great thing. So, you know, Andre has done a great job, and so we feel like we've got some depth there that we haven't had since I've been here, you know, so that's encouraging.
While your team was warming up, I think it was Chase, I noticed that he stopped like this, and it looked like everybody had done it. Can you talk about that, or is that a team thing?
Well, I mean, we do to start our special teams meetings. We have a way of getting to make sure everybody's locked in, and so he kind of did it. You know, Chase he's a funny guy, so he's always kind of making fun of the coaches and kind of impersonating stuff. And so he was impersonating, you know, Coach Nojo was doing that clap. And so, but how he started to do it, he added the dimension where he says 0. You're supposed to clap. If you say 2, you clap twice, obviously. You cut 3, you clap 3 times. And so he goes 0, and then if you clap, obviously you're not paying attention. And he got one of the coaches on it yesterday, and then he did it today, and so it was just kind of, he has some fun with it. So, but if you notice, as he says it, he's always trying to make fun of somebody. So that's good. Got to have fun. All right.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.